Hello. So the standard that we've been working on is 6.NS.5.c, which just says that we're going to find and position integers and other rational numbers on a horizontal or a vertical number line diagram. We've done that, we're good. The next thing that we've been focusing on is the second part of this, which says find and position pairs of integers and other rational numbers on a coordinate plane. So remember what a coordinate plane is. And that's just when we take those horizontal number lines and those vertical number lines that we've already done, and we're just going to cross them over and use them together. So that's why we're going to need a pair of integers, because we need two directions, one for the horizontal line and one for the vertical. So I think we need to do a little bit more practice on what we introduced yesterday. And so I really think that if we could focus on just these goals today, we'll be off to a great start. So the first thing that we're going to focus on today is to use ordered pairs. Remember what an ordered pair is up there. We're going to use ordered pairs of just positive numbers to plot a point on a coordinate plane. And then we're going to find a point on a coordinate plane and be able to write that ordered pair. So that means when the point is already there, we need to be able to tell someone else where it is. So let's remember the way we explained it yesterday. So first, we need a point that we're going to plot. So let's say the point that we're talking about is 2, 3. Okay. Yesterday I showed you the same way as that this is the x coordinate, this is the y coordinate. And so we talked about how you would take 2 on the x-axis and find 3 on the y-axis. Use your fingers to drag them across until they meet, and that's where the point 2, 3 would be on the coordinate plane. I think maybe that was a little confusing, so we're going to try it a different way today. First thing is still the same as yesterday. We have a certain starting place. Where is that? So the starting place is at the origin. We're always going to start at 0, 0. Remember where that is. 0, 0 is here. 0, 0. So it's this point right here where 0 and 0 intersect. This is our starting point. The second thing that we're going to do is we are going to move left or right. And since we're only working with positive numbers today, we're only going to be moving to the right because left is negative. Right? So we're only going to be moving this way today. The last thing that you would need to do is move either up or down. But today, since we're only working with positive integers, we're only going to be moving to the positive numbers, which is up, because negative would be down. So let's plot this point in this new way. We're going to start at the origin. And for us to find where we need to go, we're going to start at the origin and move 2 to the right, because our next step is moving left or right. So start here, that's step 1. Step 2 says we need to move over to 2, because this is a 2. And then we need to move either up or down. So because this is a positive 3, we're going to move up 3. This is where our point 2, 3 would be located. So a way to kind of remember these steps in order so that you're always doing it the right way is think about a baby. A baby has to crawl before it can climb, right? You don't see newborn babies jumping up on the couch and climbing all over their mom and dad and things like that. So a baby is going to be the same way that we're going to do it. We're going to do it in baby steps. We're going to go start at the origin. We're going to crawl. And then we're going to climb. Let's try a different number. Let's say our new ordered pair is going to be 4, 3. Okay? So the first step is to start at the origin. Here we are. The next step, remember, pink, move left or right. So we have to crawl before we can climb. We're going to crawl over to 4, and then we're going to climb up to 3. Right here is our ordered pair 4, 3. That's where the point would be on the blue dot. So it's really important that we get these hammered down, because we're going to have a little project, a little activity where you're going to be planning your own city. And so it's really important to get these the right way. Let me show you what 4, 3 would look like if it was the wrong way, if you get these steps confused. 4, 3 would look like this way. Obviously they end up in 2 different places, so it's really important that you remember to go this step first and then this one. And let's get this off of here because it's wrong. Let's do one more example this way. How about 1, 3? Okay, first step, orange. Start at the origin, that's here. Then we're going to do pink. What do we do? Move over to 1. We have to crawl before we can climb. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay, so remember to always crawl, then climb. I'm going to leave these up here. What you're going to do is, if you could get out your sheet here, I'm going to have you start with Leo on your constellation sheet, and that way we can do some practice. So whenever you're ready, start with it, please. So in the We Do section of this part of the lesson, I have students working on this constellation diagram, and I told them to work on Leo. So I want them to start with this constellation because I think it's a little bit more simple, and it's easier for me to be able to identify their points if they're doing it correctly, when they can just show me on the screen what their paper looks like. I can look at their constellation, and if it looks not like Leo, then I know that there's a problem, and we can address that then together. So after they're done with that, the plan is they get lots of practice doing it that way, and then their exit ticket, as more of a formative assessment, would identify where each of these points are and have them writing it in an ordered pair. So that would make it easier for me to quickly grade these and determine who needs some additional help after this second lesson. I'm hoping that my ELL students and my SPED populations would benefit from this second lesson because of the 3 concise steps, and I think like the pictures in their head might be more beneficial for ELL learners or anybody who gets held up on words and language. So my intent is, after this part of the lesson, I'm trying to motivate them to really want to engage in this so that they can understand it, and that way they would be ready to do the more fun activity, which would be to design their own city. They would need to be able to plot the points of different buildings, like their schools, their houses, and things like that. So that will help us get ready for the next part of the standards, that they would be asked to draw shapes on a coordinate plane. So hopefully them being able to draw buildings and identify the points would be a start to that. Thank you.